Yeah, currently the head of performance nutrition for the UK Sports Institute, also the nutritionist for the England senior men's football team. Um, so it's been an amazing journey, so many amazing experiences. If I rewind back to my time at uni, I'm talking 2003, 2007, where I was at Sheffield Hallam studying sport and exercise science. I quickly realised by my third year, nutrition is where I wanted to focus my attention. I was lucky to have two amazing mentors at that time in Maya Ranchordas and Nigel Mitchell. And I'd highly recommend finding these really good mentors, getting as much out of them as you can in the early stages of your career, because they become pivotal. And two amazing people I still work with now. I still receive mentorship from them now, and 20 years later, and been an incredible part of my journey. In 2007, I graduated from Sheffield Hallam, started applying for jobs. I remember applying for a job at Tottenham Hotspurs, which is my family football team, and I was gutted not to get that role at the time, but was very lucky to get an internship at the UK Sports Institute, which, if I was putting it together in today's terms, that's probably when I'd be doing my SENr graduate registration, but it wasn't really in place at this time. And I'd done 3 years working at Paraswim and a number of different sports in Manchester. And at that time, I remember really wanting to get into football and rugby. Football and rugby are the two sports growing up that I really wanted to get involved in. And it's probably at this time where the SENR made the biggest difference to me, because anyone could work in sport, call themselves a nutritionist at this time, and there was no real quality assurance of anything that was going on in the sports that I loved. And then it seemed to get real momentum. I remember around 2010, 2011, I think it was maybe a job with Arsenal, which isn't my favourite team, where that with the SCNR mentioned on its job description, and this seemed to be like such a big turning point. And I've become so grateful for this, because I thought, right, I'm actually on this register. A lot of people who working in football weren't qualified to the level that we are now, gone through the same routes, all of these different things. So it provided a real opportunity for quality assurance, and something that I'm really grateful for. And Clyde Williams and the guys at this time, and who were really coming through to really push this forward and get the register going. So that really opened up my first experience to start working in rugby and football. I think it must have been like one of the first job adverts to go out in rugby, to work with London Wasps and the Red Roses, the England women's rugby team, at this time. And was very lucky to have some amazing times there with London Wasps and with England women's team, which went on to win the World Cup in 2014. And then after this, I transferred across to the senior men's England rugby team, where I was very lucky to work with Graham Close and a number of other amazing people to support England rugby across two World Cup periods, which was incredible. During this time, I was also a technical lead at the UK Sports Institute, where really got to collaborate with the SCNR on a number of areas, such as supplement governance, pieces of work, position stands. All of these different opportunities become available to actually get involved. Worked very closely with Rosanna Hudson, who's unfortunately not with us anymore, but I felt that was a real time where things were really progressing, and it seemed that the SCNR was just getting rapid growth over a short period of time, which was amazing to see. And it got to a point where every job advert that went out within the UKSI had SCNR registration as not as desirable, but as an essential on the job description. I think that become a real change period as well, for the importance of the register, how much it was valued for benchmarking practitioners, and creating this community that we've got now, which I think is absolutely outstanding. So working in rugby for nearly 10 years total across the men's and women's senior England teams, I was very lucky to get involved in what was my dream job, to be working with these senior men's England football team, where I've been for the last 8 years. I actually just got my 100th cap, as they call it, and an award at the last camp, which was something I'd never think would be achievable, and probably wouldn't have been achievable if it wasn't for the SENr, and actually supporting my development, supporting the actual profession, making it a lot more professional, creating these benchmark standards, and creating a path and a route to go through, which I'm forever grateful for. And even to this day, so just probably, I think it was about 8 years ago, I also got promoted to the head of performance nutrition for the UK Sports Institute, and as part of that, I was very lucky to be able to join the board of the SENr registrar as well, which, you know, rapidly increased my understanding of the board, the role it plays in benchmarking and all the elements of governance, and then also the benefits of the sports nutrition group and how that works in supporting knowledge, resources, development, at an amazing CPD event workshop, the Prime workshop, a couple of weeks ago, where you had so many good speakers talking, an amazing community of people talking, learning together, sharing ideas. And I still might sound biased around nutrition, but I think it's the discipline with the best community to grow and develop together, and events like that really secure this as well. So I think that's a whistle stop tour of my career, going back 20 years now, which seems a lot longer when I say it like that, when yeah, I don't feel that old. But it's been an incredible journey, amazing journey, and yeah, SENr has played an integral part of it all the way through, and not just my career, but the whole of performance nutrition, sports nutrition, and actually growing it and providing an amazing framework to go through. So my advice to all of you guys is just enjoy it, embrace what the community has to offer, what the SENr has to offer, and you can have some incredible times in this career.